My cup is full. I say my cup is full. We back. How y'all doing? Shout out to Taylor, Adrian on the ones and twos.
All right.
Fort Worth, Texas. How we doing? Hey, the special is out. My cup is full special out right now. Link in comments pinned. Right now, run it up. Run the numbers up. I'm trying to get to 5 million views. And the only way to do that is y'all to share it. I love it. I'm happy with it. Listen, today's really a big day for me. It's a really big day. We got a really big guest in here. This guest is like very, very powerful, right? I actually, he used to be into like fashion. He used to do like set design for like actors and things like that. And then he eventually started like doing like dog training and grooming. And then basically anything he does, he's very successful at it. And then he started doing YouTube, I think at the age of 17. He started doing YouTube, and now he is at the tender age of 47 years old, and he's been on YouTube 30 years, and he's been doing his thing. So today's guest is one of my really good friends. He helps run my YouTube page. He's the reason y'all be recognizing me on the street through like stand-up. He runs the pages. Ladies and gentlemen, an icon of a person is in the building today from Alabama, Birmingham. And if you don't know, you can just look at his wardrobe on a daily basis when you talk to him. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for my boy, Mr. Trey Moe. Hey!
Thank you. Half of that was a lie, people. Half of that was a lie. Half
Very
of it was
successful. Very successful businessman. Listen, entrepreneur, like YouTube got YouTube by the balls. Like this man knows YouTube so well where like he literally, when I met Trey years and years ago, like Trey literally told me we were doing a stand-up show. I forgot the network with Robert Powell.
Yeah, we ain't gonna mention the network. Go ahead.
And you was like, hey man, she on this YouTube stuff. You're like, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Now it's like, he said, City, I'm gonna tell you something. I know where I am in comedy right now, but I know where I'm going. I was like, all right. He goes, I'm gonna sell out. City, I know you don't see it right now. You look at me. Trey always talks to you like a movie, like a kid in a movie. Like, huh? You looking at me right now like, how you gonna make it happen? City, I'm telling you, word is bond. It's going, and Trey always got like a quote from a rap lyric. He's like, you listen to Lil Wayne Carter album 1? Like, when he said such, that's what's gonna happen. And then Trey went and did the shit. Trey got like millions of followers.
Yeah.
Went and sold out his own tour. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, strong conviction. Very strong conviction. And I never lost, so.
Talk to him.
You know, it sounds a little arrogant, but I just never lost. So until I lose.
What's your method?
God.
Talk about it.
God, you know what I'm saying? I manifest a lot of manifestation. You know, I believe once you manifest it the proper way, you will see it through. So it's never failed me. So I'm just gonna keep going until I lose.
So let's talk about this, man.
I'm gonna see how far I can go.
You originally on YouTube started doing what?
I started fixing Xboxes at first. That was my first. I dropped out of college and started a business fixing Xboxes.
Seriously?
Yeah, I was just like, yo, I'm out.
So when like you know how to fix like if the fan breaks?
Yeah, the fan breaks. It was Xbox 360s, the Red Ring of Death. I was like one of the biggest YouTubers at the time.
Really?
This was before anybody had 100,000 subscribers. Like
and you got yours from fixing Xboxes?
Yeah. I was like, they tried to make me a gamer on there, but I just didn't want to play games. Like I was one of the first people ever monetized on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah. They took like a small group of us when Google bought YouTube, because YouTube was his own company at first. Google bought YouTube and then they monetized. They took like a small group of us and tested the ads out on us and tested ads out on videos, and I was in that small group.
Really?
I was like one of the biggest YouTubers at the time. Nobody had 100,000 subscribers on YouTube.
You know what's crazy? I'm such into gaming. What you're saying is great. I'm like, you know how to fix Xbox?
Yeah, I was an
my
engineer.
PS5 sometimes. You know how to fix PS5s?
What I don't like is when everybody call me fix their stuff. Right?
Listen, dog. It's
Right.
Like, to me, I'm like,
Everybody be like-
I just found this out. Like, I could have been called you.
Yeah, that's how
I
everybody.
bought a
be
new PS5.
Yeah. Okay. I used to fix Xboxes though.
Okay.
I did back in the day. I used to hack PlayStations to play burnt games. So in high school, I was selling burnt games on PlayStations.
Oh.
So I would sell a PlayStation with like 30 games with it for the low. And I had like a clientele of dentists, like doctors. So once you sell to one rich white man, he tell all his rich white man friends, and then so like the whole clientele.
Them the gamers. Yeah.
Yeah, but they kids too. So they like, I don't have to spend $50 a game on my kids. Yo, this guy that lives in Alabama, if you they was like.
Now, do you teach that too? I know you teach a lot of stuff.
No, I ain't teach that. But the Xboxes, when I in college, I started hacking Xboxes to play burn games.
Word.
So I had like my apartment was like booming like a dope house. And my girl was like, tell them to go away. Like that man drop. They was knocking on the door like all
and
night.
You know how to put it on the system?
Yeah, so what I would do, I would open the Xbox up. I would run my code through the Xbox. See, you can burn a game, but you can't get the system to play the game because the system reads the game as a key. So I would hook the Xbox up, put my code in there, reroute the Xbox.
I feel like you should stop talking. I feel like the government gonna come get you. Like, oh,
They
he know how to do all this.
It's long. It's long overdue. But so I would reprogram the Xbox to play my games. So now the Xbox plays my games. I rewrote the key. Basically, I just did like a locksmith lock.
How'd you learn how to do keys?
The internet. I used to code too.
How you learn how to code?
I just taught myself. So I was like one of the biggest hackers, probably in I would say in the game. At that
You
time.
been say country, but you know what I'm saying.
I just said
I was the biggest hackers in that.
I don't want to put myself out there like that, but I was like, I had the whole campus booming. You get two games for 30 or one for 20 from me, and the game cost $50. So whenever a new release would drop, I was like college rich. Yeah, man. So I was fixing Xboxes. I had Xboxes to the ceiling. I had to get a whole nother apartment in the second room. Had like Xboxes to the ceiling. It looked like, and I had like 6 friends working for me, and I paid them $10 an hour. But this is back in the day, so $10 an hour was good. And unlimited food. But it's college, so you get wings and pizza. You get like unlimited food, $10 an hour. I had somebody take the Xbox apart. I would fix it. Had somebody put the Xbox together. I had a girl print the shipping labels. Then I had a girl packaging it. It was like a trap house full of Xbox. It was crazy, crazy times.
And so you went from, so boom. So you got monetized off that.
I got monetized off that, yeah.
And so then you transitioned to what?
Comedy. I woke up one day, I was like, I want to be a comedian because I was already writing comedy. Like, I was writing this notebook.
But on stand-up, you wasn't doing stand-up on YouTube, was you?
No, I wasn't doing stand-up on YouTube. I was doing sketches, so I transitioned to sketches. This is like 2009, so nobody at that time was doing stand-up on YouTube. Except for, what's my Indian dude name?
You
know what I'm talking about.
He's not Indian. Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? Why we can't take his name? He's one of the biggest comedians.
Yes, I have his face right now. It's just so bad.
Yeah, I
nice
got
guy.
his face too.
Damn it. This is bad.
He like super huge.
Super huge.
Super huge, top 5.
No, not Aziz. But starts with an R. I know how I found him. I was dating a young lady back in 2007, 8, and she was like Ethiopian. And she was like, you got to see this guy. And his special got cut up. Like, because he talked about every race and like India, people in where.
Yeah.
And that's how he blew up.
Why we can't think his name?
He's like the first
YouTube sensation?
Yes.
YouTube's the first YouTube sensation off stand-up.
Oh, my goodness.
Top 5 touring comedian.
He was selling out, before all these people, Kevin Hart's, he was selling out Toronto, like the whole Raptors arena, twice. He was selling out. Then he go to Malaysia, sell it out. He was selling out across the world.
Yeah.
It starts Russell Peters.
Russell Peters.
Stop playing with me. And I'm sorry, Russell. I'm so sorry.
Russell, I'm sorry too.
Russell, so sorry.
Russell Peters. I don't know why we can think his name, but we know his face. We know his stand-up.
Yes.
Russell Peters like
Russell
the first YouTube comedian. So outside of that, it was just him.
So
I was doing sketches after that.
We'll jump. When I, stand-up was like, I feel like I was funny in stand-up, and it was like, okay, cool. Chocolate Sundays, I'm being known for Chocolate Sundays page or whatever. Now Trey had told me this a long time ago, get on YouTube, but like, and I think I tell him, I think most people were like, we just hard-headed.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's hard-headed because like, okay, I'm making money like writing, or I'm making money doing this. So YouTube is unfamiliar to me. And it's like, and I don't see the lucrative that it could be, how lucrative it could be, right? Until now, right? And Trey now, it's like, I've been telling you, nigga. Because like, you heard about hacking right now. Trey not known for hacking on YouTube no more.
Yeah, I'm not.
But Trey like literally set me down, explained to me piece by piece YouTube and how to make money off YouTube. Literally like, and I'll be honest with you, to learn, to me, you gotta be able to like put your ego aside and like really listen. And I feel like a lot of times when people want help in stand-up, they come from an arrogant place, and it's like, you need my help, brother.
But stand-up is an arrogant sport.
Yeah, but also,
it's an egotistical
but learning is learning. So
I
if you
agree
need
with
to
you.
learn something, you have to come in with your ears open. And
Right.
I feel like I think what's been beneficial to me is the knowledge you have of the YouTube space is like me being like, all right, I will shut up, yield. Like, I don't really like people talk to me a certain type of way. I literally, everybody knows me. No, I do not. When Trey is talking to me, my ego has been put on the shelf.
Yeah.
Because like, if he's upset that I've done something wrong in this capacity, cool. Like Trey called me one time and Trey said, "Fuck are you doing, man?" Right? let's take anybody else in the world. Right? They called me and said, "What the fuck are you doing, man?" My energy is gonna be like, for who are you talking to? Right? And when Trey, "What the fuck are you doing, man?" Like, what do you mean? What? Listen, when we first started doing the podcast, real quick, when we first started doing the podcast, I was so anxious, right? So I remember dropping an episode, and I think I dropped another episode, and I think 2 in a week or 3. And Trey like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "Nah, I gotta get these are hot." He goes, Sydney, stop. He was like,
You dropped 3 episodes back to back to back. I'm like, man, what are we doing, man? In a week? So you just go burn 3 episodes in a week? Well, they was doing good. Okay, so what?
Trey was like, I get it, I've been there. You're so excited, Sydney.
You just want to read the comments, so you want to just keep feeding them and feeding them. You relax, man.
Listen, the reason the intros
Relax.
of the video, it used to be my cup is full, and I
Yeah.
would have like a minute and a half of like just B-roll, right? Or just different pictures, and I'd be like, yo, what's up? Trey, who does analytics on YouTube, he can watch like
Yeah.
a viewership, like how they stay when they leave. He was like, what are you doing? It's a minute and a half. I already clicked away. Why? Because I haven't seen you. If I'm a new viewer, I don't even know you do stand-up. What if I don't even know? Get to the content. Trim that down.
On there rapping. What's up? My cup is full. Sidney Castillo. Another nigga. You got another nigga on there rapping.
That's dope boy on the intro.
He's snapping though.
Yeah.
He's snapping. I'm not going
Trey's
to hold you. He's
Trey's like your
snapping.
father. What are we doing?
What are
It's
we
a minute and
doing?
a half. Can you chop that down to 15 seconds, then you
Yeah.
get to the content?
Yeah. Got my man on here. Rap City, the basement, Big Tigger. Sidney Castillo, he bring the podcast. His cup is full, anxiety, smoke weed, a part of me. I'm like, hey yo, my man, get to the meat and potato, then
Hey.
get back to that.
But listening, look, my YouTube on my stand-up page is almost at 20,000 followers.
Yeah, subscribers. You got to
Excuse
get out
me.
of that.
My bad.
You a
Subscribers.
YouTuber now.
Hey, listen,
Somebody gonna call you. Anybody called you a YouTuber yet?
dog, let me be honest with you. I was on a plane,
Go ahead.
and some dude was like, hey, you the dude from Facebook, you the dude from YouTube. I was like, and look, I know I take it. I was like, first of all, you know how hard I work to be on these other, you know what I mean? But that's what it is.
That's what it is. So why you going against that? Ain't nothing wrong with that.
and look, it's nothing wrong, but it's like,
It's a stigma that you don't want on you. It's just,
it's like, you know what it is?
mm-mm.
It's not that I don't want it, because now I see how beneficial it could be and how it pays.
Yeah.
Right. But it, as like, let's say like a thoroughbred comedian, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I like to call myself like I'm a comedian, you know what I mean? A thoroughbred comedian. So it's like, when you work, it's like, oh shit, I'm on HBO, or should I done this? Like, all right. So when people be like, I know you from YouTube, and like, oh, okay, yeah. It's just now getting to me that like now in the past probably 6 months, that YouTube is the new HBO, because they see you every day.
Yeah.
And for a while, it just took a while for my brain to click to, because now if somebody recognized me, dog, that's 26 to 20, it's not from, or they'll make me feel old.
And they don't care nothing about HBO.
Nothing.
And all them. They actually care. And I think that's why I saw before y'all, respectfully.
Yeah.
I saw like where the game was going. I remember telling Justin Hires.
Yes.
I saw him last
Shout out
night.
to Justin, yeah.
Yeah, I saw Justin Hires last night at your joint. And I remember after we got on that TV show, Robert Powell, I knew I was leaving.
Yes.
And I saw Justin Hires, and he just got the CBS joint. He was,
Yeah.
and he said, how you going? I see you on the show, man. Congrats. I said, yeah. I said, he said, what you got planned now? I said, I'm about to leave LA and go back to Atlanta. He said, man, you messing up, man. Hold on. You remember that scene in Lean on Me where Mr. Clark looked at Kid Ray and said, you'll be dead in a year.
Yeah. Because we didn't
Hold
know
on.
YouTube like
Yeah,
that.
that's how hold on, see, that's the energy. You
dead.
hear me? You'll be dead in a year. When Kid Ray was saying he finna drop out, that's how he looked at me. You messing up, man. You going back, man. He looked at me so sad.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well. And I was like, I'm going on tour. I need to go where.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm delusional when I'm
Well,
saying
yeah,
that.
you saw a lane and just tapped into it. Like we don't, like it took, like I say, a minute for me to get over there because I didn't understand it. And realistically, I'm making money over here, so it's like I'm gonna learn this. I'm not familiar with it. Like it's Billy Sorrells was on YouTube a long time
Right.
ago, and Dante, my boy Dante Perry used to be like,
Yeah.
Dante, listen, before even I met you, Dante Perry sat me down and said, this is where I was with it. And you get on YouTube. I said, this is the most arrogant shit in the world, dog. I said, Dante, I'm writing on a show and I'm doing this other show. I was like, why would I go to YouTube? He said, that's where everything going. I said, Dante. No, I said, we're going away from TV?
Yeah.
He said, I'm hanging around Billy. They in these meetings with these people. YouTube is where it's finna go. Screens is where it's finna go. And I was like, I don't know. Look, drop my cup is full. It becomes really good, right? Dante hit me. Oh, so now
You want.
now you a YouTuber. Now I said I was wrong, Dante.
Yeah. Billy Sorrell was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
His time, and sometimes you too. See, comedy is a weird thing, right? It's an art. Sometimes you too ahead, and sometimes you behind. But it's when you hit just right. So it's a divine intervention that gotta tap into where you hit just right as well.
I used to be. This is the only thing I was probably jealous of Billy, and I'll tell him. When I came out here, I was solo, right? I came out
Right,
here
right.
to come on my boy Chris. but he ended up standing forward. And I was like, damn, so you out here, you pursuing this, right? And Billy from Houston. Now I met Billy in Houston through Ali. So when Billy moved to LA, Billy, listen, dog, Billy had him. He had a team of dudes that moved out who believed in Billy.
Yeah.
So he had a photographer. He had an editor. Billy could go shoot something, come home to the trap, and everybody headphones on, they chopping up Billy's stuff. And I was like, that's so dope that he has a whole team like pushing Billy workhorse.
Workhorse. That's what I'm saying. Billy was ahead of his time.
Billy, Billy inspired. Like that part, Billy is inspiring. Like he used to really, like he had a team, bro. Like
solid.
Yeah,
I remember.
yeah.
I when in like me and Billy had like a writing session. I went to like the studio we was out of. He had a crew. I was like, that's crazy. Like he really. It was me in my studio with a camera, with a $200 camera, trying to thug it out. But Billy was like ahead of his time, like in all aspects.
Dog, yeah.
He was ahead of his time.
Now.
Okay.
We get to YouTube. I'm doing well on YouTube, right?
Right.
And we say we're gonna do a tour, right?
My cup is full.
My cup is full tour.
Right.
Trey Moe, if you follow me on anything in my YouTube page, like Trey Moe is like the brains behind like this operation, right? Like Trey Moe is, I would say this, dog, I appreciate you, right? We'll get to like last night what you did, but to be in a position of like, you make your own money, you're very successful, you could tour, you are very big online, and we haven't got to puppets. Like, all your stuff that you do.
Gotcha.
But like when we on the road, like anything I need, like it's almost like, it's weird for me because I'm like, no, dog. And you're like, I got it. Like any picture I need, if I'm selling merchandise, like Trey is like, it's weird because I'm like, Trey, you know him, you see me. And like, you like, dog, Trey always got, hey, listen, I'm a Swiss Army knife. I can do a lot of things. I know I can produce. I could be on the stage, but I also could be the helper that you need. So let me take the pictures. Let me get you set up. Let me get you mic. Cindy, it's okay. I got it. And I'll be like, yeah, but I don't want you. I don't like looking like my friends are working for me.
But this is you told me that, but that's what it is, right? But that's ego.
I'd rather have a stranger who I don't know.
But that's ego.
Be like, okay, cool. Versus my partner who like,
Look, if your man's is in that lead position, right? Which you don't like to claim that, but if your man's is in the lead position, you got to play the position that you need to play. Hold on, you got to play the position that you need to play for him to win. Right? So if you need me to carry the bags, I'm going to carry the bags. If you need me to mic you up, I'm going to mic you up. If you need me to work the merch table, I'm going to do the merch table. If you tell me I need you to do 20 minutes tonight, I'm going to do the 20 minutes tonight. You see what I'm saying? If you need me to take a picture, that don't make me less than. That's ego from the artist's perspective of, man, I don't want nobody to see me taking pictures of my man, but that's ego. But your man's winning, that means we all winning, right? Because the more shows you sell out, the more shows I'm on, right? Yeah. So we all winning. Did we not all eat, leave it?
Yeah.
So then why am I not helping you win?
You're right.
And that's what we got to get out of because there's a lot of artists, they can't humble down. And I'm humbling down with 1 million followers.
Exactly. So
I'm humbling down with 1 million followers.
So it's a perspective of like, I knew when I was working with Marlon, I loved the experience. He's been winning forever, right?
Right.
And I tell him this, like, I loved everything. When I used to take the pictures sometimes or whatever, I would feel like, damn, like, I don't want to always be viewed as like this. You know what I mean? I want to, like, I think in my dreams is just like, and I was with him for a great amount of time, and now it's time to do this, right? Yeah. So I know what it's like to take pictures. It's like, it's very helpful. I'm very helpful. But also be like, sometimes it's just what it looked like. And for me, it's like, dog, we can hire somebody.
But you know why you feeling that?
What?
Because you ain't got the plan of where you going written down.
What you mean?
So what I mean by that is, you right now, you doing this with Marlon, right?
Yeah.
But you don't know exactly where you going after this.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But when I'm on the road with you, I know for a fact where I'm going after this, right?
I knew I had to. That's why
you knew you got to leave. You know you got to jump off the ship. I'm not saying that you don't know you got to jump off the porch.
Yeah.
But I know exactly in month. What I tell you, City, I'm finna jump off the porch in X, Y, and Z. I'm setting the date to jump off the porch.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact I'm gonna go. This is actually helping me help you because now I'm learning I worked at McDonald's, right? I'll give you an example. I worked at McDonald's. My manager, Miss D, black lady. I never seen her do nothing, but she just fussed at folks, regulate all day. She came in there, mad at everybody, sent everybody home but me. Said, everybody go home but Trey. I said, hold on, Miss D, what you doing? It's just me and you in here. What we gonna do? Because I never seen her do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Outside of regulate. She said, work the register, I'm gonna work the grill. Miss D worked the grill, cooked the chicken, dropped the fries, mop, swept, cleaned the grill. One woman show back there, I'm taking the orders, she getting everything popping. But that's because Miss D know it from the top to the bottom. And she told me, I said, damn, I ain't know you knew how to do all that. She said, yeah, baby, in order to be a manager, you got to learn it from the top to the bottom. You see what I mean?
Them young people probably doing like this, watching.
Yeah. And that stuck with me at 16.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm hopping into a business, going on tour with you is allowing me to learn it from the top to the bottom. So I'm actually anxious to be a switch pocket knife because I want to know, because somebody got to take pictures for me. Somebody got to work my merch table. Somebody got to collect the payments. Somebody go have to make sure the club owner, we talk to the club owner, get the money and all that. And so it's easier, when you got to switch pocket knife on tour, it's easier for you to sit back and relax. And now you can focus on the show because you can trust me. Yeah. You know how hard it is when you're on the road and you the leader and you don't know if the person did it right. Yeah. But with me, you probably like, nah, I know Trey ain't go let me.
My boy, little Chris, my boy sat back and all you. My boy like my boy. You know, he looked at me and said, I like him. I was like, yeah, he's a good person. Look at him. He's like, if you need me, I'm here. But he's like, hey, yeah, he's a good person. I was like, yeah, solid. I feel like I was that way with writing. Yeah. I need to look at it from a comedic perspective, like stand-up perspective. With writing, when I was trying to get out of waiting tables, I knew if I learned this skill set, boom. And I don't necessarily want to learn a skill set to be in a specific room for my own shit. I need to learn all this shit for my own shit. So I took every writing job as what you're saying. Like, this is fine. I literally was so new. Dog, listen, CBS show with Marlon was on NBC at the time. The contract was for 3 years. That's what you signed for like 3 seasons. Right. I literally told my man, dog, I said, I'm not doing this for 3 seasons. They said, what do you mean? I said, I only want to learn. I want to learn how to do this for my own shit. And I can't sit in a room. And at the time, they looked at me like, you're crazy. You need to be in it. But my mind was like, no, I just need to learn this to go. Learn this to go.
You know, it's kind of, remember Daniel, the guy that was over the show, the executive producer show, TV show we was on? Yeah. When he called me to do the show with Robert Powell, I almost didn't do it. But I told him I'd do it under one condition. And the condition was he let me shadow him. Yeah. And I said, yo, you gotta let me shadow you. Like, he said, what you mean? I said, let me be in the back. I want to see let me ask questions. Let me be in the back. Let me see what you're doing. Right? And I help out as much as I can. By like week 3, I was like Daniel, co-executive producer. He was calling me, what we doing? Okay, so we got these sketches, right? And I'm trying to, so I became his switch pocket knife. So he started saying, I'm trying to shoot a funeral scene and I'm trying to rent the funeral. You don't need to rent a funeral. Paul, look, man, we go get all we need to see is a pillow in the outside that look like a casket. You get the still shot of the funeral home on the outside, then you cut into that, you cut into a picture. Oh, so it was like that. So he was calling me at 1 o'clock in the morning. 12 o'clock at night, and we was chopping it up on what to do and what not to do. Then I became his right-hand man. Yeah. So now he got me closer. As the weeks go by, it's closer, and closer. And to the point where he like, yo, I'm finna go do this show over here at this network. You coming with me? Yeah. I said, nah, I gotta go to Atlanta, man. I got this puppet I'm finna take off with.
Now listen, get into that. Get in that.
Straight up, that's what I told him.
Adrian, before we started, Adrian was like, puppets, like, so you do puppets. You started with puppets.
One puppet. So
explain,
puppets.
Explain the thought process of like,
Keisha Jones.
Sitting down, right?
Right.
And like, I want to do stand up. I want to do writing. I want to produce movies, right? I want my name behind that, right? That's things I want to do. What makes you at home and says, puppets? God, never picked up a puppet before.
Never seen a puppet in real life.
Stop being dramatic.
Nah, never even seen a puppet.
Most niggas have never seen a puppet in real life. Stop.
Say what?
Most niggas have never seen a puppet in real life. Like, stop.
That's what I'm saying. Most people
it's like I've never seen a whale. Like,
well, I'm just saying. But for me to say I'm a, you're right. I say most niggas.
I've never seen a puppet in real life. Like it's a gun. I've never seen one.
Right. That is true.
Adrian, you ever seen a puppet? Yeah.
She saw one though, so that.
Go ahead. Keep going.
That didn't help your argument.
It
man.
did not. Keep going.
It did not. But I never saw one in real life. So I was trying to figure out what to do. Because at that moment, it was probably as lost as I ever felt. Usually I have vision, like when I told you I dropped out and fixed the Xboxes and all that, my vision got like strong conviction. But it was the first time in my life where my vision was like kind of rocky, right? And so I remember I was like, shout out to Adrian, Rocky Pun. Okay, I remember I was sitting in my room, right? I was sitting in my room and I was trying to figure out what to do. And then I had said a little prayer and then I went to sleep and I took a nap. And then when I woke up, it was in my head. Like, I probably went to sleep like 30 minutes. I woke up and I wrote the whole thing out right then and there.
What was it?
Keisha Jones. Yeah. So I wrote Keisha Jones out as a puppet, and then I wrote down her boyfriends. And I took like my mom's and my sister and all my homegirls and all their boyfriends. I started making characters right there on the site. And I started doing the T-shirts and I started doing the slogans.
So you wouldn't got a puppet first?
No. I wrote it out first. Like right then and there when I woke up, I wrote it out and I started looking for the puppet. I just started looking for the puppet online. Because I was like, all right, how do I do this? And I was like, I'm being in a relationship with a puppet. And I remember I called my boy up, John. I was like, yo, bro, I got it. And he was like, what? I said, I'm being in a relationship with a puppet.
You're like a live person,
Yeah,
being in a relationship
you're a
with
puppet. I said, he said, okay, it just might work. You for real? I don't know if you for real or you playing. And I'm like, no, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. He was like, it just might work. That's what he said.
Everybody need a John in their life.
Yeah. So he was like, it just might work. And so I found a puppet and I bought the puppet. And I remember the puppet was sitting on my futon. And this girl I was dating at the time, she came by. And she ain't no hater at all. She like love coming to my shows. She like rock with me heavy. She came by and was like, what the hell is that puppet doing sitting on that futon? And I was like, oh, I'm gonna be in a relationship with the puppet. And I wrote it all out. And she said, that shit sound whack.
Now listen.
But she wasn't hating though. Cause I guess it do sound whack if your man just coming home.
Were you dealing with her or just a friend?
No, it was my friend. It was my friend.
Okay, baby. I have perspective if you were dealing with her. She's like, then look, I already got to sleep with this nigga on the futon.
No.
I'm already saying I can do that. I'm not going to
that
do
was
it
my friend.
and kick the puppet off too.
That was my friend. Yeah.
I'm in a relationship with this nigga. That's a lot.
Yeah. No, I wasn't in a relationship. But so when I look at that, I look at that and was like, okay, she wasn't hating on me though. She just couldn't see it. But that didn't rock my. I was like, you just got to see it. Then the first video I did, when she saw it, she was like, oh my God, I love Keisha. I love it.
Now, at the time you put that first video up, did you start a new YouTube page or you still had the monetization from the gaming?
Well, I had it. No. I had we all the way off the gaming. The gaming is his own page. I went to a whole nother page.
So you started a whole new page for
comedy.
Mm-hmm. So you start from zero.
Started from zero. Yeah.
And you
I was on
first.
Facebook at first. So Keisha took off on Facebook because Facebook was hot.
Okay,
hotter than YouTube.
First is Facebook, and you put up the first video. I know how I was, because you've been doing it so long, I'm trying to get your perspective, because when I put up my first video, I put up our first stand-up video, we had a process, we put up 2, right? Even in the podcast, we put up 2.
Yeah.
And the first few hours, I was like, well, this is stupid. Like, no one's watching. Right?
Yes, nobody, he had like 20 views. No, he put up 20, he had like 26 views, and he was like, okay.
All right.
For the first 4 hours or
and
something.
then Trey gave me the whole, he's got to hit. He got to hit. And I was like, yeah,
relax.
all right. Like, went to sleep, woke up, and then maybe a few days later, that shit in emotion. I remember this podcast.
Yeah.
It literally, I hit you, I was like, hey, what's up? The first episode, cool. And then it was 4th of July weekend. I remember waking up July 5th, and then we went from 2,000 to 7,000. The 10,000, I was like, we on.
You was like, I got it. Hey, you know that feeling when you get it, when you see it, and you know it? Because you know, this is what happened with a lot of artists. They feel like it's dope, right? But then when they put it on the internet and it ain't getting the reception or the traction that they want, that hurt their morale and they can't continue to go through. Sometimes you just gotta thug it out until the algorithm catch you. And when the algorithm catch you, if you like it, my dad always told me this. He said, if you like it, it's a million other people that like it too. And I always looked at X-rated videos like that, right? And what I mean by that, I know we just took a left turn. Stay with me though.
It wasn't just a left.
It was stay with me.
There's a kid in the street.
Stay with me.
Yeah.
All right? There's a kid in the
Yeah,
street.
go ahead.
It's a baby in the street. He finna hit the baby.
So
listen.
porn. Go ahead.
So right, don't say that word on YouTube.
Oh,
That's
okay.
not a good monetization word. That's why I say X-rated videos. Okay.
Oh, okay. We'll cut that.
We go. You ain't say it strong. We go bleep it.
Okay, bet.
All right. So X-rated X videos. All right.
Mm-hmm. I don't even want to get on this topic.
Now listen. Everybody got a category.
Huh?
Right? And you don't choose your category. Your category chooses you. You go thinking, you start out thinking what your category is.
Yeah.
And then over to the right is some oddball stuff, right? Some oddball stuff. And it'd be like, what is this? And you click on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then that becomes your category. And you didn't even know that was your category. And it's not even your real life category, but it's your X-rated category.
I got 2 X-rated categories that
you don't want nobody. Sometimes I can't. Yeah, exactly. That's your category.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at it, it's an odd category, but then it got millions of views. You see, so I ain't the only person that's rocking with this category.
Yeah.
And it's a category for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody tell me they don't watch X-rated videos, they'll do nothing. I said, because you ain't found your category. You think that you looking for something that you think is your category. That's how we all start out. But that related section hit you, and when that related section hit you, you be like, this is my category.
My category can get me there in 2 minutes. I got a couple categories where I got somewhere to go. I know this category gonna get me right there. Now, if I got some time and I want to romanticize myself, this category.
See, he talking about time. I was talking to one girl. She had a playlist. She's like, "Hold on, let me sign in because I know it's a playlist. I got the playlist." I said, "Hold on, now you got to sign in.
Hey,
you got a username."
Whenever you date somebody, and you kind of get to that conversation, like you into that unit, and she'll be like, "Yeah, like what are you doing?" And you kind of share like, "Oh snaps, this is gonna be fun." All right, sorry.
Yeah.
So get back.
Let's get back on
Can
track.
we get back on track, please?
Get back on the road. Okay.
How do we get here?
I was saying that if you like something, a lot of people like it.
Boom.
So your category, when you look at your category, look at it from the perspective of this is an odd category, but a lot of people like it because your videos that you watch got millions of views. So you're not the only person rocking with the category. So when you look at something from an artist standpoint, if you look at it and you say, I like this, it's another million people that like it. You just got to find them. You got to find them. You ain't the only person that like it. So by me doing the eyeball stuff of picking up a puppet and doing puppetry, I looked at the video and said, I like it. So I know somebody else like it. So when I put it out and the first video get 1 million views.
That's the first video did 1 million?
The first video did 1 million.
How'd that feel?
That was like I knew. It was like I knew.
Is that where I Never Lost started coming?
Huh?
You say, I never lost. That
No,
when you did the puppet and it got 1 million views, my ego would probably been on top. Nothing I do don't succeed. I took a puppet to 1 million views. So like Denzel, I took a puppet. I took a puppet. Go ahead.
He don't feel shit because he coked up all the time. You don't rub that, you block that. That's $20,000 alpaca.
Yeah, when you got 1 million views, you thought of that comment like
start changing.
He was like 1 million views, and then when Joseph said, "Don't go there, you gonna die in a month."
Yeah, you be dead. You be dead in a year.
Yeah, you'll be dead in a year.
I dropped the second one. Second one get 1 million views.
So now look. So now that's on Facebook. So now it's like boom.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, are you new to monetization on Facebook? Did this video help you get monetized on Facebook?
Well, Facebook, I knew Facebook was gonna monetize because I watched their stock videos. You know, they gotta answer the shareholders about what they plan on doing. Mm-hmm. And so I was watching their video. I was watching their shareholders meeting, so that way I can be ahead of the curve. Right. So I knew they were gonna monetize. This is like 2016,
right? But
they didn't monetize to 2018,
right?
So I was thugging out videos for almost 2 years for free,
millions of views, but getting followers,
but I wasn't eating, so I had to go on tour to eat. So when I had to go on tour, it was literally to survive. If not, because I stopped doing all the businesses. You know, all the Xbox stuff, all the businesses I did in the past. I told God was like, look, I'm going to give you this, but you got to go all in. So I sold all my stuff, filed bankruptcy, all that, and I went all in. So, but my bankruptcy was planned. I was like, okay, if I cut down on business, and I looked at my business debt, and I looked at how much money I had, and it was like, okay, it'll take me 18 months to come up off this debt. I ain't got 18 months. Once I did the calculations, I was like, I got to go now. So then I filed bankruptcy, and I really kind of gave back all the money I made. So it was like, that was it. And I sold all my stuff. Like, I sold everything.
And so then the tour, though, because you had the followers from the videos.
Yeah, allowed me to
money in your pocket because you were selling out.
Merch was allowing me to survive. So I would sell like a certain amount of t-shirts every month. So to the people that bought them first set of Keisha Jones t-shirts, y'all like literally gave me life. Like, that's how I was eating. I was eating off the t-shirts at first. And then once I saw the t-shirts was selling out, I was like, all right, I wonder, can I sell shows? But this still was like an unanswered answer. Can like Country Wayne was like the only other internet dude that I saw that was selling out shows. So I was like, okay, Wayne could do it. I think I could do it too. And so then I set up a tour. I set up like a little 8-city run and was like, all right, I'm gonna try it and then see what happens.
How'd it go?
It went great. I sold out most of the shows. And the black woman was lined up like aunties. Cause you know, my trademark was your auntie's favorite comedian. So I purposely was like, I'm for the aunties. So they was lined up like a D'Angelo concert. It was like mad, like a D'Angelo concert in '98. It was mad aunties lined up. I'm not playing. They was like all out. They love me. Aunties love me. Aunties support you too.
Yeah, dog. Yeah.
Black woman.
Yeah.
Let me say this in front of you. Black woman. What that dude said at the time in that video. Black woman.
Dog.
Gave me life.
Dog.
So I love y'all for that. I love y'all sisters.
We started doing this, and like I said, went to Atlanta. It was so many black women there where I was like, this is dope. Now that's one. Then when I got to Chicago, it felt more real because Jay Snow came in the back and he was like, "This you can't go outside right now." That's what you mean. He said, "Salon." I said, "Oh, dope." Now you come from featuring and doing some kind of headliner. Used to the line being for somebody else, but like it was like all women, like all black women. And listen, podcast. They all like fans, and that made me learn like the more honest you are, you know, you'll get more of a fan. Like I'm funny. I feel like I've been funny for a minute, and I got my funny followers. But like just being like authentically me, get a new fan, like a different kind of fan too. You know what I mean?
And how did that feel when you saw the line for the first time? And because you went from featuring, from Marlon and featuring for people, right?
Yeah.
Then you jumped into, you went from Rufio to Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Right? And so the Peter Pan position probably is different for you because you used to playing Rufio.
Yeah.
So we kind of reversed roles when we met each other.
I think that's why when you're helping me and doing stuff, I come from that. Like whatever, it's like, hey man, like I know how I used to feel. And I never want to make you feel that way, but it feels good from a perspective of like the work you put in, and now people are paying tickets to see you. And like when I was in Dallas, he was with me, and somebody's like, "Can you do the bit about the neighbors fighting?" And I was like,
the neighbors arguing. I remember
arguing.
that.
And I was like, "Damn, I haven't done this bit in a long time." But I was like, that felt good. Like, when you know what I mean? It's like, but now I put pressure on myself because we put so much work out to write. So I'm constantly trying to give something or build something. You know what I mean?
Right. That's why I'm always on you about locking in. You be like, Trey, what does that mean? When you say lock in, what exactly does that mean?
Because writing for me, like, I don't want to shit on nobody. Writing, in my perspective of how I like to do things, is my first thought shouldn't be in my videos or like a blurb. It literally, like, so Diddy's trial's going on, right?
Okay.
Diddy's trial's going on. You know what's going to get thrown against the wall? Baby oil. He was going to get thrown on the wall, a freak off, okay? But, like, to me, I know everybody's going from this angle. So that's like I teach, that's the front door.
Right.
But how can you break the window? So my perspective, and this is just a thought I had, right? It's like, the only thing I respect about Diddy right now is he hasn't committed suicide.
Right.
It's like, that's a perspective to
So
me.
you
No one's going to tap in.
Like, you looking for the oddity of the...
Or just like, all the shit that's come out about you and you haven't hung yourself. That's the only reason. Like, damn, there's no way men gonna know that I like other men's on my chest and the rope isn't going to the neck and the sail.
That's not funny,
but you get it. So that a Rubik's Cube is something I'll play with versus like a bunch of baby oil, or it's like, you know, freak out, he nasty. To me, like in writing, I have to like, so this is big right now. So it's like I gotta really, you know what I mean? The Shannon is like, okay, cool, everybody gonna be talking about the white girl. Like, what's the perspective of, like, I be looking like Chappelle. When I used to watch Chappelle and Chris Rock, when I would see them, I'd be like, it's like a good preacher. Like, a good preacher just makes your analogy, makes you feel intact with the word he's saying. Like that.
Relatable.
Touch you.
He
talking to me.
Exactly. He relatable.
And so, but that takes a skill set of not doing your first thought. Right? So it's like with me, like right now, it's like, I'm cooking, but it ain't Brady present, but it's like,
Well, let me ask you something. At what moment did you start looking at, because you said, what, Chappelle and Rock? At what point did you start looking at your idols and saw a rival? That's off topic, but I know it's a moment, right? It was a moment where you looked at your idols.
It was a moment in stand-up for me where I was no longer afraid to go up after any of my idols in stand-up, because it was a point where I was so like hot and awe. Now, I've been up after everyone except Dave. And now even Dave, I have so much respect for Dave. Like I have so much, like that's like my comedian, like that. Everybody like Pryor, that's fine. Dave Chappelle is my Dave Chappelle, dog. But even if he were to go up in front of me, I'm still in awe of him. But in here is so crazy that like, I'm not afraid anymore. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to do my shit. But like, still like Dave is.
This is a side note. I know exactly what you're feeling. I always wish we had like 2 more years of Kobe versus Mike. Yeah. We just got 1 year of them crossing each other. Yeah. But it would have been so interesting to see a 21-year-old Kobe versus like a 33-year-old Michael Jordan, to see how aggressive Kobe was go playing, because none of them got to back down. Yeah. And you would have knew, this is Kobe idol. Mm-hmm. And I remember one time I was watching Kobe. They was like, who he's inspired to be like, who's his idol? He was like Magic Johnson. I said, Kobe, come on. We got the picture of you with the bald head at 16 with the Jordan jersey on. Stop playing. You copying the man moves, baby. Kobe, stop playing. But that's he knew his idol had become so much of his rival that he wanted to go against him like in totality by saying Magic Johnson, come on, man, stop.
That's why the YouTube for me, like, if I can go get the followers, the subscribers up, to me, I could show everybody, like, boom, like.
Because you there.
Yeah, it's like.
I always tell you that. I'm like, bro, like you done became different. Because I remember when I saw you 10 years ago. Yeah. So I see the transition of, okay, he nice. He nice. He on Super Mario. He was funny. Yeah. Then I saw the transition. I was like, oh, Braden got different. Yeah. And it's a switch that you see in athletes, or you see it in art, any art form where you say, okay, he different now. He was this way before, but now he elevating, and it's just
now all that shit out, like all that shit off me. All that shit I talked about is really it's off me. Now it's like, it's a different, like,
and you know it works.
Things, other things, other, like, you know what I mean.
When you sold out not to cut you out, but that first month when you was selling out them shows, you was like, okay, I can do it. Mm-hmm. It's that moment where you know for a fact, for actual factual, I could do it. Yeah. I had that same moment where I was like, because you don't know. You be feeling like you can do it. Mm-hmm. You know, but you don't. It's a piece of you in the back of your head that I don't care what nobody say.
So featuring is you get conditioned to be like, you making money doing this, but to get
Okay.
outside of that and to really live, and it's so much more on if you just leave. And sometimes people stay, and to me, it's like you got to jump off the porch. You gotta go. You
Right.
gotta leave. And it's like, and that's my perspective, because like that's what keep the intensity of like this for me. Like, you
And
know,
see-
it's always like I could like that special right now. The next one gonna give me and then like the third one I'm worldwide. Like it's like and if you keep featuring and staying in this position, like it's just you know.
I get what you're
Yeah.
saying. See, I ain't know you the first person I featured for,
Yeah.
right? Nobody ever took me on the road and said, come do some shows with me. So this is my first time. So that's why, like, when you said that, I said, oh, okay. I never thought of that perspective.
Yeah.
Because I never been in the position to even have a check. But maybe that was God. You know what I mean? Like, not allowing me. He was like, yo, fam, I ain't letting nobody take you under the wing at all. You go have to get it. But when you came, it was like our paths crossed at the perfect time. And remember, I told you that. I was like, I don't know if the timing would have worked last year. I don't know if the timing worked next year. But the timing can be no more perfect. It's the matchup.
You done taught me so much. People be hitting my phone asking for advice. I'm like, call Trey. Like I don't have the energy to keep talking to you. Like I put up 2 videos at first. I did that, I did this, I did that. Okay, but one person almost offended me. It was like, so are you paying for subscribers? I said, am I paying for them? Take the meeting with Trey. I haven't talked to you.
Listen, you know what you set off though?
What?
You ever seen the movie Ghost?
Yeah.
Remember when Sam when at first she was a psychic reader, but then he came in there and that ghost line was long. That's what Sydney did to me with comedians. It was a line of comedians.
Go to Trey.
Remember-
His number. Trey, I'm finna put you in a group text. Trey, put you in a group. Comedians that don't even speak to me like that. Some of them cool. Some of them like I know and I don't mind. Some of them like my partners. Then some of them was like I don't really talk like that. And it's cool, but like, yo, so like I did something illegal. Like I scammed the system and got okay, yeah, I get it. You put out the episodes, but what else? Well, you should talk to Trey. I heard of Trey Moe, but like what else? You got to talk to him. And it costs this and you should pay it.
Yeah.
And I have nothing else for you.
But so yeah, that line was long for comedians. I actually like next month may be my last like session.
Oh no. Anytime somebody call me, Trey Moe. Because look, I'm gonna get frustrated. You got the patience. Listen, Trey, once I say this, Trey is my patience. Like I can get upset.
Yeah.
Trey be like, baby, don't calm down. What he say? I don't watch that show. Don't. Because like another nigga talk.
Oh, well, because okay, let me tell y'all something. Sydney will burn it. What my man said on Snowfall, he said, I built this shit, nigga, brick by brick, and I be damned if I let you tear it down because you don't like the way another nigga talk. Sydney, Trey, he tried to charge me $75, $100. Pay it, man.
Trey,
but it's the way he talked to me. I don't mind paying it.
It's
but
the way he talking to me, Trey.
It ain't the money. Sydney be like, I get $100. It's the way he talking to me about the $100.
We was in Adrian. We was in Dallas, and we was in the hallway, and and Trey's recording me. But I heard some ruckus or something.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
room. And I thought some people were talking to my people, and like instantly I was like, let's burn it up. Like,
Sydney like, man, now hold on. Who is? I'm like, no, man. He's a comedian. He's
Because I thought.
Sydney. Yeah, I was like, no, we not doing that. Sydney went into G-check mode. I had to grab him. Oh, what you doing, man? You finna go on stage? Nah, because he ain't finna be talking. No, that's one of our people. He not talking. They having a friendly conversation. But Sydney heard the part of it that could have been interpreted as non-friendly.
Yeah.
And so he was like, who is that? And he didn't recognize the voice. He like, who is that in there talking to? He thinking they talking to us a certain type of way. He like, no, that's us. He just.
I thought this was happening. I thought that was talking crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't
like,
that.
we're not finna have that.
Yeah, I was like, nah, that's a boy in there.
Now, so I want to get to this real quick.
All
So
right,
Trey boxes,
Right.
right? Trey boxes. Well,
I'm washed though, but I
said-
will.
No. Trey boxes, and all
Nah.
those stories are like,
Yeah.
yeah. So how long you been boxing?
When I first started boxing, I always loved fighting. Right. I don't look like it. I look very friendly.
That's what I get to.
So,
Adrian, this dude is look at him, very studious, right?
Yeah.
Alabama, everything. Trey's be like, Sydney, what you say? I'm not a hood nigga, I'm a street nigga. What you say?
Yeah, so I'm from around the way, but I look I'm very slappable, right? So if you see me, like, if it's one person you can slap, is me. Right? I look very slappable. So imagine me being around the way. I can show you my high school crew. You gonna be like, you look like the most slappable nigga out the crew. So whenever we would get into it with like anybody, I get slapped. But I didn't even get into it no more. I'm like, why did I get slapped? Right? So some nigga from the opposing crew would slap me. I'd be the first nigga to get slapped.
How old were you?
Probably like 16, 17.
Right.
Like 16.
Yeah.
So at that moment, I had developed like a art for street and a passion for like fighting. The first fight I got into, I was like, all right, the adrenaline rush can be matched. And I knew then like the can was open. They tried to put me out of high school. I got like semi-expelled.
They tried to put you out of high school?
The black woman, my black woman teachers came and rallied and wouldn't let the assistant principal expel me.
What'd you do?
I got into another fight.
You win?
Yeah. So I got in a gang of, on that one, I had already gotten so many fights. You know, they on a point system in high school.
Yes.
So many points where they say in so many days you can miss. I had already got expelled. I already got suspended like 3 times already for fighting. But on this day, I had got caught leaving school. I came back with some food. So he was like, go to my office, you go get suspended. But that's like a day. But then me and my boys went to his office. And we sat on the floor and Mr. Moore, we sat on the floor for like an hour and he didn't, like, the office wasn't open. So we just sitting outside on a hallway floor. So then we went and started shooting dice, right? I told a little 9th grader, yo, I threw him $2, said, yo, somebody come, we in the back of the music room. Yo, holler at us, let us know. So we left where his office door was, sitting on the floor, we're shooting dice. 5 minutes into the dice game, we got the money on the ground. We look up, guess who we see? Mr. Moe. Oh! We just grabbed the money and the dice, right? And my boy like, come on, we already know what time it is. So at that moment, he got me for leaving school without permission.
He got me like the judge.
No, he got me for leaving school without permission, defiance, and then gambling. So it was like a 3-way, and I had too many points. So when the principal came in there, the assistant principal came in there, he was like, he expelled me. And so somebody in the office, I guess, told the teachers, you know how the word go around school, like Trey down there getting expelled. And when they came down there, like 20 deep, it was probably like 5 deep, but they 5 deep.
When we write the movie, it's gonna be 20.
When I write the movie, it was about 5 deep.
We don't want a new principal. We want Trey.
And the black woman was like, you ain't finna expel him. You ain't finna expel him.
Dice in your hand.
Yeah, dice in my hand, money in my pocket. I was sitting there like, yeah, you know what I mean? I like, look at them. But they love me though. Like my teachers love me. So in that moment, he was like, all right, I ain't gonna expel you, but you do one more thing and you out of here. But I was in the 12th grade. So it was like, all right, let me get I got like 3 more months of high school. But I ended up getting suspended.
Then when did you get into boxing?
I got into boxing after that in college. So I probably walked into the boxing gym for the first time around 18, 19.
Now look, I know just from boxing training, when you hit the bag so many times, you be walking around like, I wish I want to show a nigga the 1, 2, 3. The 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2.
So street fighting, I had got good. I got beat up one time though. Right. But outside of that, I'm like very my record was just flawless outside of that 1 L.
Yeah.
He got beat up too. We both got beat up, but I got beat up more.
Don't throw him on the bus.
No.
He got me, but he also got some L's.
No, I'm saying in the fight, he left beat up.
Okay.
It wasn't a flawless victory of
he
him.
ended up winning, yeah.
He won, but it wasn't like he looked beat up too. So I didn't just go out with a full-fledged like, hey, he getting all the way best to me. Right. He looked the next day. He may not want to run it back.
Right.
You know what I mean? But once I went to the boxing gym and learned and got like skillful, I was like, oh, okay, I'm doing this wrong. Although I'm decent on the street, but I'm doing this wrong.
It's your footwork.
It's everything. It's the footwork, it's the time, and it's the hand. It's your energy. It's the relaxing of yourself. It's all that. So when I actually started studying the art and then got into altercation, then it was like, okay.
This I know you crazy, right? I feel like everybody can show you a sign that they crazy. I know I probably have some signs, but you said, here's what people don't understand, Sydney.
Say what?
You said, here's what people don't understand, Sydney. Now I know, look at my face. I know I look like a nigga, a slappable person.
Yeah.
But when a person get up on me, they've never been hit so hard where they nose bleed and maybe a bone's broken and you got to keep going.
Yeah.
You're not going to know how to, you're not going to know how to defend yourself when you've been hit so hard and you got to keep going. Most people tap out. I'm going to teach you. And I was like, Trey crazy.
Nah, because I'm going to tell you, I used to be 4'11" in high school, right? So I was like the smallest person in high school. I just had an amazing puberty. So.
Wait a minute, dog.
So I was 4'11".
You were 4'11", Your freshman year of high school?
Yeah, I was 4'11", and then the next year I probably was like 5 feet. So sophomore year I was like 5'1", ish.
As in high school?
I was 4'11" in high school. I was the smallest person. I'm not being sarcastic. I probably like 5'11", like 80.
How old are you now? I mean, how old are you? How tall are you now?
I'm 5'11". Right, 5'11", 3/4. I don't say 6 feet because I don't want nobody to be like, you ain't 6 feet, and they measure me and I'm right up under the 6 feet.
You were 4'11"?
I was 4'11". So I know what it's like to be small, right? So I had amazing puberty. It was late. I was waiting on it like a month, like, yo, man, when you coming
your
through?
sophomore year, you must be like 5, 6 inches, 7 inches?
No, I grew 8 inches.
Yeah.
So I grew 8 inches in less than a year. So I left sophomore, my sophomore year. My sophomore year, I was still 5'2". I left my sophomore year about 5'2". And I remember I wore like size 5.5 in the shoe. I never wore a 6, a 7, a 7.5. I went straight from a 5.5 to an 8.
So
over the summer.
So that's 9th grade, 8th grade. So 9th and 10th grade year, you could just buy your shit off the mannequin.
The mannequin, what you talking about? Because it's small.
Yeah, you just straight.
The smallest.
I want this nigga. Everything he got on. Okay, keep going.
Because they always had the smaller sizes on the mannequin. Yeah. So I grew like 8 inches. And when I came back to school, everybody's mouth had dropped. I still felt the same in the inside, but my teachers was like, oh my God. And so they were taking me around to other teachers and showing them like, yo. So puberty hit me like super fast, like some bricks.
Similar story, but I wasn't as, short, no disrespect. I was 5'7" as a freshman, 5'8" as a sophomore, and came back 6'3" as a junior.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's that first time I told my brother, I said, I remember this girl in the hallway, I never forget, she was like, you cute? And it was and I was like, no one's ever said I was cute. And I called my brother, I said, hey, this girl said I was cute. I remember her name. And she said I was cute. He said, so? I said, nah, not to be funny. Nobody says I'm cute like that. Like, he said, oh. Now I called him again. It happened again, like 2 of the girls. I said, hey, Derek. He said, oh, you grew. He said, yeah. He said, you grew. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like,
girls treat you different, right?
Dog, different. I was like, oh, this is what it feels like. Okay, cool. And then I cared a little bit. I never cared about my dress, but I was like, let me iron this shirt down.
Mm-hmm. It's a transition that you make when girls start looking at you. That's what happened to me. That's what got me slapped all them times.
Over a girl?
Yeah, because girls start liking me. So when girls start liking you, the dudes, the boyfriends or the boy, they hate, and I look slappable. So I look like, see, you 6'3", so you ain't gonna get slapped because they like you.
No, I got slapped my freshman year. It's the last time somebody put their hands on me.
But you was 5. How tall was you then? You got slapped?
5'7", 5'8".
Exactly. But when you slap somebody 6'3", they gonna look at you like, okay, I may not be able to eat this meal.
Yeah.
Right? That I'm putting on my plate. You don't see, and that's why I say humbling.
Yeah. Because
nothing humble you more than an ass whooping, especially by somebody that you didn't anticipate was gonna do it to you the way they did it to you, right? So that's what I enjoy, the energy of the humble. See, I get off on the energy of watching somebody bully lead their body, right? So now some dudes got that dog in them, but most times if you hit somebody hard enough just one time, I used to tell my pops that I be like, you ain't got to win the fight. See, most dudes go in trying to win the fight and knock a dude out, and all I'm trying to do is hurt you in the beginning. Yeah. If I hit you in the right spot, it don't take nothing but a little bit to hurt you, and when I hurt you, you go stop.
My mom used to be like, we make it a nosebleed to get scared. Nobody like to see blood.
Exactly. It don't take a lot. People think it take a lot. It don't take a lot of. But once that bully leave their body, then it's like, okay, now I can see him getting fearful, and you like, damn, I shouldn't have did that. But you know what he never gonna do again? That. And that's the most important thing. When you change somebody and you know that they never go do that again, then you made the world a better place. Because the ass whooping to re-raise you, man. The ass whooping will re-raise you.
You like 55 years old?
No, man.
You the youngest old nigga. I know you like, because the ass whooping will re-raise you.
First time I got my ass thoroughly whooped, when I told the dude beat me up, even though he got beat up too, I was like, you know what? I don't really want to get I can still fight, but I don't want to get. Yeah. I was too arrogant. Although I was bullying bullies, I was too arrogantly doing it.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I was walking in the park like, okay, I don't mind bullying the bully. But I did that, I was like, damn, okay, I ain't know it was going to go like that. But yeah.
Real quick before we wrap up, man. My special is out. We had a screening last week, and I called Trey, and I was like, hey, man, I know it's last minute. Because Trey's like, how long did you know about this? Right? And that's how I do my flights. How long did you know about this ticket? And I'm always like last minute. And
Cindy always buy last ticket. Cindy always buy last minute tickets. I buy tickets 3 weeks ahead. Yeah, he wait until the day of.
I got flaws, Adrian. So I hit him and was like, yo, I want you to come to taping. Trey goes, nah, I have a meeting on Tuesday.
Hold on, set the date. He called me like Saturday.
I called you Saturday.
The taping is Monday.
Yes,
but not the taping. The screening for the taping is Monday. So let's be very clear on what day you called me.
But I led with this. I was like, I know that. I said, look at how much tickets are and see if you can come. And you was like, Sydney, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Tuesday, I have a meeting. I said, fuck that meeting, Trey. What time's the meeting? And you were like, the meeting's at 5. I said, okay, so I could get you back here by like maybe Sydney, no, that's 3 hours. I was like, all right. He said, I'm coming in a couple weeks, so we'll just chop it up then I'll do the podcast. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. The next day, the day of the taping, I called Trey, and Trey always pick up. And he said, I'm at a day party. I'll hit you later or something. I was like, I said,
read the message verbatim. So yesterday, we can say what it is. The screen yesterday, right? That's the right
yes.
one?
No, yeah, it was yesterday.
Yesterday. So Sydney, go ahead.
Go
you
ahead.
called
It's
me.
loading.
It's loading up. Okay.
Keep talking.
Sydney calls me and he's FaceTime me, but I'm on the plane. Are you gonna want me to do the reveal?
No, I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, go ahead.
This nigga lied.
So-
He's very good at it, Adrian. So I hit him. Hold on.
FaceTime me.
pull
Go
up.
ahead.
I FaceTime you
yesterday.
You don't pick up the call, right? And you
Right.
text me and you say, "Hey, I'm at a day party." Now listen, you saying you at a day party is like me saying I'm in a nightclub having bottle service, and I'm just like, okay. So I say, hold up. Damn, where's your text?
It's in the other you probably in the other text message thread. I got 2 phones. Go to the other thread.
Which phone you got?
It should be a thread up under that. Boy, you old as hell, boy. Why you looking at that phone like that? You looking at it like, old age. You know how old people be looking at their phone?
Oh, yeah, here you go.
Yeah, they be confused by the
Oh,
technology.
boom, ready. Okay, it says,
Okay.
I called him at 2:15 p.m. yesterday.
Right.
I'm at a day party. You got to text me. Don't like that. Right? I'm
Right.
like, why are you at a day party? Right? I said,
The day of your screening and you trying to call me.
I said, this nigga. He goes, you straight? Right? Side note, I'm proud of you. Real talk. I wish I could have made it to the screening.
Yeah.
Adrian, do you hear this? Side note, I'm proud of you, bro. Real talk. I wish I could have made it to the screening. I'm
Yeah.
good, just happy. LOL. Enjoy yourself. Thank you for everything.
Hold on. That's you saying I'm good.
Yes,
You
I'm
saying-
good, just happy. Enjoy yourself. Thank you for everything. Didn't hear nothing back.
Yeah.
Okay. We at the screening, right? I'm by the first booth when you walk in. Trey walk in. I'm like, yo! Trey in production mode. Just Trey, walk through the door. Yo, let me get it. Go ahead. City, did you think I was coming? Do it again. City, did you think I was coming? I was like, yo. And I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Then Trey came in immediately and just started working. Immediately put the micro on, Swiss Army knife, I was like, City, I'm playing my. And then just started recording everything. And I appreciate you, dog, sincerely.
That's love, man. You know I wasn't gonna miss it, man. But I had to play, you know what I'm saying? Had to let you know,
Before we wrap, man, tell people where they can follow you. And I'll give people their flowers. You've seen the episodes. I want to give you flowers. I really appreciate you. As like
Thank
a nigga
you.
who's like been doing stand-up for a very long time. It was unfamiliar, this YouTube space. And like your patience and like explaining things and working with me, I feel like has helped my career. Like, not just like giving me it's helped my career. So like I authentically appreciate you. Like sincerely, dog. I tell you all the time I love you. I mean that shit. You know what I mean? So
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I love you as well. Yeah.
Shut up, nigga. Tell people where they can follow you and where they can find you.
Trey Moe, TreyMoe.
Tell the camera.
Okay, this is my camera though. You
Absolutely.
pointing. Okay,
You
this is
look
my
at me.
camera right here though. But you pointing at there like you want me to look over there.
With this
That's
camera
your
right
All right, Trey Moe, TreyMoe. Yeah, and you will find me at a strange category on your favorite X site.
Hey,
This is
listen,
my
man.
name, Trey Moe, on there too.
I'm City. This has been Trey. Hey,
Ain't
shout out to Taylor. Shout out to Adrian. My cup is full. Go check out the special right now. It's in the link. Thank y'all. Good night.
Hold on. Real quick, man. I appreciate you helping me with my stand-up. And let hold on. Now, don't interrupt my... No problem, man. Don't interrupt my flower giving,
I like
man.
compliments.
Well, you gonna take the compliments, man. If I took the compliments, now you gotta take the compliments. You trying to interrupt my
We're going to
compliments,
play
man.
music over this. Go. I'm joking.
All right. I appreciate you allowing me to come on the road with you, man. I appreciate you humbly allowing me to be your Rufio. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you are trusting me. It's like a coach trusting in the assistant coach. What you think about this play right here? I think we should run the XO Blase. All right, I'm with that. Run it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That take a certain amount of humility to do as a head coach, as a leader. You know what I'm saying? I think you exude that you trust me in that fashion, that you will look at my point of view. So if something going wrong, you'll call me over there and be like, yo, fam, what you think about this? I'm like, I think, man, they probably ain't. Okay, I thought that too. You know what I mean? Well, some people can't do that. Because, being stand-up comedians, I always tell you, Sydney, to be a great stand-up, it's a certain narcissistic traits we all got to possess, right? Because to get on stage and do something and you suck at it and to do it 100 times thinking that you can get good at it, that's ego.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So stand-up is it's one of the art forms that's purely rooted in ego. Because your first 20 times may be bad, but you believe, and sometimes you actually think you good, and you look back and be like, I was terrible, right? But you got a certain humbleness, and I think we both kind of got it where we can humble down and allow things to happen for us and not shoot ourselves in the foot. So I appreciate you taking me on the road with you.
Absolutely, man.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And like that, go ahead, wrap it up, man. I love you, man.
I love you, dog.
All right, man. Post this when I pass away.
Hey, listen, man. Thank y'all. Have a good night. And My Cup is Full. Watch the special. It's out right now. Watch My Cup is Full. Share with your friend. My Cup is Full. My Cup is Full. I love y'all. Good night.
I mean, it's less of a podcast and more real life conversations with Sidney Castillo. Look, time is of the essence. I found out the hard way. Started a podcast cause I got a whole lot to say. Dealing with this anxiety got me moving different. Whole life I knew something was off. I knew I wasn't tripping. My pop's gone. Every day I swear I miss him. My brother gone too, and every day I miss him. Nowadays I got more questions than answers. My mom, my hero, I just watched her beat cancer. And family matters, that's a real fact, homie. But